Okay, we are here with Michael plus Felicia. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Cool. What is your plus one?
I think that is that I really like to be in nature and in the mountains. I'm kind of like the opposite of what you would think a fashion designer would be.
Okay. Where did that come from?
I think my upbringing. I was raised in upstate New York as a child, so kind of being out and running in fields, and I've got that like really hippie side about me, which you kind of see in my clothing.
Excellent. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I would like mountains too, but I'm scared of heights and pointy things, and I feel like that's just
not for you.
That's not for me.
No, oh, too bad.
So, how did the mountains how did that upbringing just influence your clothes?
Well, actually, I think all my collections kind of have a real free-spirited vibe to them, very bohemian driven, and this collection that I'm showing at Emory actually was inspired by a time in my life where I kind of left New York City and moved to the mountains, so you see a lot of like athletic influence in my clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So when did you exactly start designing?
Well, I really started designing as a child, like when I was like 5 years old. Just making paper dolls, playing dress up, and I always wanted to be a fashion designer. When I was in high school, I started taking like art classes for fashion drawing, and then I went to F.I.T in New York City for college. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So was that something you always saw yourself doing?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was that and be a figure skater, and luckily I managed to be both.
Okay, so what was like figure skating like?
It was cool. I mean, it was kind of something I always wanted to do. As a kid, I saw Tara Lipinski won the Olympics when I was little, and after that I started skating lessons, and I did that until I was 18. I went to college.
Okay,
yeah.
So what other kind of designs do you have? Because you said this is like influence from your move upstate, so do you have any other kind of like movements that you're really passionate about in your line?
Well, as far as designing, I guess I kind of take my inspiration a lot from like youth, the grunge movement, really modern aesthetic like Klein. I worked with Klein when I was a senior in college, and his influence had a big impact on me, I think.
Okay, so you see any trends now that you're just kind of like, that's like a little weird, I wouldn't do that, or?
I guess not necessarily trends. There's a couple things that I don't really love. Like, I really don't like peplums, you know, like the little piece on the shirts that people have. That's not for me. But I don't really pay so much attention of what's going on. I just kind of am always in my own little world, because I always have to be like a year ahead. So you kind of, I don't know, you have this feeling and you just follow it.
Okay, so that's like what designing is, just more of a feeling.
Yeah.
That's excellent, I like that.
Well, thanks.
So if we're trying to find out more about your stuff, where can we find you?
You should totally check out my website. It's collective26.com, like 26 the number. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all those things. So you can follow us in many ways.
All right, cool. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.